Stand right here with me for a second. You see that white ring scarred into the canyon walls above Lake Mead? That ain't paint. That ain't some natural rock formation. That is a watermark, and it tells you everything you need to know about where this country is headed if we don't wise up fast. As of today, Friday, May 1st, 2026, Lake Mead is sitting at 1,056.16 feet above sea level. Full pool is 1,229 feet. You do that math, and you get 172.84 feet of missing water. We are at 32% capacity. I've seen coffee mugs with more water in them than that. Now I've been covering this reservoir for years, and I want to give you the straight story because frankly, most people on television are too scared to say it plain. So grab your coffee, settle in, and let's talk about what is really going on out here. Just last week, the Bureau of Reclamation made a call that had my jaw on the floor. They held back 5 million acre-feet of water that was supposed to come down to Lake Mead this summer. Why? To protect Glen Canyon Dam up in Arizona from running into serious operational trouble. Now I understand the thinking, but here's what that means for us down here. Mead is going to drop another 20 feet. That's going to expose more hazardous rocks and push us even closer to a line nobody wants to cross. That line is called Deadpool. And before you picture anything from the movies, let me tell you this is a whole lot scarier. At 895 feet, the water drops below the discharge valves in Hoover Dam. Gravity can no longer move water through the structure. No hydroelectric power, no downstream water supply. Nothing moves. We are currently sitting about 160 feet above that mark, and we are losing ground every single season. Here's something that keeps me up at night. Between 950 and 895 feet, those massive turbines inside Hoover Dam start sucking in air bubbles. Engineers call it cavitation. I call it the sound of $1 billion worth of machinery tearing itself apart from the inside. That dam right now powers over 1.3 million homes across Nevada, Arizona, and California. When it goes quiet, so does the grid for a whole lot of American families. And every single year, 600,000 acre-feet of water just evaporates. Gone. Right up into that desert sky before it ever reaches a faucet or a field. That is not a leak you can patch. That is the desert doing what deserts do. And we built an entire civilization on top of it anyway. How did we get here? Go back to 1922. A room full of men in suits divided up the Colorado River, promising 17.5 million acre-feet of water every year to 7 different states. Sounds reasonable, except the river has never actually produced that much. Tree ring records, ancient ones, show the real long-term average is closer to 13 million acre-feet. They oversold the river by 4 million acre-feet every single year, and for 100 years we've been writing checks the river cannot cash. Now 80% of Colorado River water goes to agriculture. Alfalfa farming, in the desert, shipped overseas, while cities and families fight over what's left. When this system buckles, and I'm not saying if anymore, I'm saying when, food supply chains tighten, property values in water-stressed regions take a serious hit, and your cost of living jumps in ways most people aren't prepared for. Las Vegas saw this coming decades ago. They quietly spent $1.5 billion drilling a third intake tunnel through solid bedrock, reaching all the way down to 860 feet, 35 feet below Deadpool. They built themselves a back door to the very bottom of this lake. Smart move for them. But what about the rest of the Southwest? That is the question we need to be asking. Not tomorrow, right now. If you found this valuable, share it with someone who needs to hear the truth about what is happening to our water. Subscribe, because I come back out here every single time there's an update worth your time. And drop a comment. Where are you watching from, and how are you thinking about this?